Hey, this is George at Floor Products Houston. We're gonna take this office from this to this with our Floor Products metallic marble system. When you manufacture the best products in the industry, you have to have a showroom to showcase what your products can actually do. This space here was my old office. We're gonna revamp it into our new showroom. As you can see, there was an existing epoxy floor that was here. It was a little bit older from the previous owners of the building, so we're gonna go ahead and just revamp that with all of our products. We ground it down to white. This floor has been prepped and ready to go. It's gonna have a HyperBOND black subfloor. It's gonna have a metallic HyperREZ color coat and a ZioTHANE water-based gloss top coat. Floor is prepped behind me. We are about to put the first step of liquid, which is our primer. We're gonna be using roughly about 1.5 gallons. This is 147 square feet, so 1.5 gallons of our HyperBOND. HyperBOND is my most favorite epoxy I've ever used. This stuff goes down like absolute butter. We're gonna be pigmenting it with our ePoly universal pigment. This pigment can go into our polyaspartics and our epoxies. So black into the HyperBOND, it's gonna go down at about 150 square feet per gallon. One of the reasons I really love HyperBOND is because when we say that it goes down like butter, and we say that a lot to our customers, we mean it. This stuff is the smoothest epoxy that you can use, even throughout its entire pot life. You know, if you're doing this in a climate controlled area and you get your full 45 minutes to work with it, throughout its entire pot life, it's still gonna be smooth. It's not gonna give you a quick flash on the floor and then go from smooth to really tacky and unworkable like a lot of other products. You will get the full work time out of this product, no matter what your application style is. This is the second step in the metallic system, which is actually applying the color coat to the floor. We have the black down, we've prepped it, it's ready to go. We're going to apply the color. Next step is going to be top coat. So right now we're going to get our HyperREZ out of these 3-gallon kits. We're going to determine which colors we're going to use and how much of each liquid and each color we're going to mix. We're going to pre-mix our pigments into our part A before we mix the material together. So the last step of this process is going to be top coat over the metallic. We have the floor screened and prepped. All the dust has been removed. We're going to go with our ZioTHANE gloss water-based urethane as a top coat. I like to use a gloss top coat over dark metallic floors. When you use a low gloss top coat, what it tends to do is mute some of the colors. If you have a bright metallic floor, it's good to use a low gloss to sort of even everything out. If you have dark metallic, I like to use a gloss because it really shows the dark colors and doesn't mute. Another most important thing to consider is that when you are applying a water-based urethane like our ZioTHANE, you need to maintain a wet edge in application, which means you don't want to let the leading edge of the material cure before you roll into it. That also means that you're cutting out as far as you're gonna do your next roll. Cut out first, then roll that section. Cut out again, then roll that section. If you cut out the entire room with your brush, by the time you get to that area and you connect your cutout with your main roll, you're gonna overlap. And when you overlap, the best way I can explain it, if you've ever used a highlighter tool in MS Paint, when you put two colors together, they get a little darker where you overlap, and that's the look you're gonna get.